you to know about Zoom. I already got invited.
Yes, you have.
It's in process.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, Ben, is that you?
No, this is Aaron.
Oh, hi. How you doing, Aaron? I'm glad because I need to talk to you privately about what we're doing.
Okay.
If you
I
leave-
just,
Yeah,
I-
wait. Boss is trying to make me connect. So can you see me?
I can see you. Yes. Can you see me?
No, I cannot see you. That's my problem.
You see, not Danny, Boris.
Well, he doesn't know how you look.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Boris. That's my partner. That's my partner, Boris. Say hello to Boris. There's somewhere they told me.
Participants, you want to share some screen or what you want?
They need to see me. Everybody. It'll be 16 people like him.
Okay,
In,
they want
in 2
to-
minutes. I'm surprised that Ben is not there because Ben, I called Ben, he called me on a cell phone and sent me the invitation because I didn't get it from Kevin. Kevin is not going to be there. He's on a funeral today.
Right.
So that was my problem. So, and Allah is not here. Usually Allah help me, but Boris is helping me now. So, but how come you're the only one? What is it? What time is it now? Is it not 11 yet?
Good morning. This is Rafa. Hi to everyone. Raphael.
We need to wait. I guess at 11 everybody will appear. I'm expecting about 7 people. The guy from Italy, he already sent me an email that he's gonna be late.
Okay.
Hello, Zion. Can you hear me?
Who is this?
This is Raphael.
Rafael, thank you for joining us. That's good.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you for organizing this meeting. It's most interesting and great effort.
Is Manolo going to be there too?
I don't know. Let me touch base with him to see if he is coming
Yeah,
on.
because that way afterwards, you and he and I need to talk about El Salvador. I got a couple of new information that I need to get you involved with.
Excellent.
Can you see me?
Can you see Boris? Hello?
I only have audio. I'm sorry. I'm on a mobile.
Oh, but what about you, Aaron? Aaron, can you see Boris?
No, I can't see him, but I can see you.
No. I'm not sitting in the chair. Him and I are the same. Here, let me move out of here so you can tell if you can see me.
I can.
Now you cannot see anybody because there is nobody on the chair.
All right. Okay.
Can you
There
see
we
me
go.
now?
Hello there.
Okay, wonderful. Now you can see me. Thank you, boy.
For some reason, I'm not sure how to make my picture known.
I don't know either. I don't know, but that's your problem with your camera on your computer. I mean, as long as people can see me, because I'm gonna give the first talking for 5-10 minutes, but it's 11. No, it's not 11 yet. It's 2 more minutes, so they'll join us here. Thank you.
Hello. Tion Adishmati?
Who is?
Omri. It's
Oh,
Omri.
Omri. Hi, Omri. Omri, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I want you and I to say a couple words when everybody will join us here. There's a lot of things cooking, Omri. We have missed one another a couple of times. You called me, I wasn't available, and promised to call later. Anyway, so when are you going back to New York to school?
Tonight in like at 10 o'clock my time.
Wow, that's 1 o'clock here. So the next time we can talk is probably after you settle down back in the school, right?
Yeah, I could talk to you probably on Sunday.
That's good. Let's make it happen, please. Omri.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yes.
When you find out from the 3.5 blind people, find out how many of them are students from engineering.
Okay.
Omri is the son of my doctors and very good friend of mine, and he's a second-year mechanical engineer in New York University.
Okay.
So, yeah, so if we can find all the blind that are in process to become engineers, scientists, and that, you will be a good motivator for them.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Anybody else? How come Benny's not there? He's the one that did the whole thing. For him, it's late at night, I think, in Dubai. I know that we are expecting several more people because they acknowledge. And Omer, are you flying directly from Los Angeles airport to New York?
No, Albany doesn't have a direct flight, so I have to go I have to stop at Chicago.
It's pain in the ass.
Yeah, but what can you do? My
No,
mom.
no. I used to do the same thing. The problem is that during time like that, when it snow every other day, if there's snow in Chicago, there's all kinds of delays and shit like that. I got caught in Chicago one time for 2 days. We couldn't even go out of there.
I don't know. It
No,
seems fine.
it won't happen today, but the weather in New York is not that good.
No, from what I saw recently, it's going to be around the 40s and 50s for the next few days.
That's
So
what
it's not
it is.
that bad.
Yeah. In Detroit, it's 50. Yesterday was snowing. Nobody else is on. How come? It's 11 o'clock already. Somebody just join us? Well, there'll be a quick meeting if it's only the 3 of us.
Well, there's 2 phone numbers on. I don't know if they're talking or not.
It's 214. No. We got Rafael from Houston. He's on, and I guess he's on the telephone, so you cannot see his face. But he's a good friend from El Salvador that I've known for years, and he had the same training that you have. And I asked him to join because there is a private high school in El Salvador that they're seeking the trees, and there's a lot of things going on in Latin America right now with us. Noel Rivera is translating everything to Spanish, and it's a lot of things are happening. Not only that, in October, he's starting a company in Miami, and we're going to have a joint venture with him. So all the Spanish countries spoken, the 27 of them, with all the 680 is of tremendous interest for me and for us, all of us, for that matter. So did you see the email that was sent last night with all the I3 stories, with all the recording and everything? Olena sent it last night at midnight. Did you receive it?
I don't think so. Let me check.
How about you, Aaron?
No, I haven't received it yet.
She sent it to all the roster, to all the 111 people. I'm surprised.
The only thing I got was the Ron Fulbright Disruption Discovery Team.
I sent it to you this morning, yeah.
That's the only thing I see. That's
Okay.
recent.
I
Except
will forward to you I will forward to you later the whole thing. But now we get all the IP stories. We have all the recording. Everything is complete. It's great. Nice. 5 minutes after 11.
see, and I think you're 2 minutes off because it's 11:07 for my computer. I mean 11:07 for my computer.
This is a brand new watch that I bought for $160. You're telling me that it's still fucking around already? I mean, I don't believe this.
Maybe you just said it wrong. It's always.
That could be. Yeah, I know. You know what? The best time to know is from my telephone. Because
Right.
my telephone will tell me that right now it's 11:07. And somebody is calling me. I wonder who is that for. Hello? רני, בטלפון עם 10 אנשים, אבל רשמתי לי רגע אחד. אני אגיד לך מיד, רשמתי לי את זה כאן. מתי המשחק בניו יורק מתחיל? I'm going to excuse myself for 2 minutes, you guys, okay?
Okay.
No? No? מה אתה אומר? אוקיי, בסדר, תצא לה יותר מאוחר, כי עכשיו אני מדבר עם 10 אנשים בכל העולם. אוקיי. להתראות. ביי. It's my brother-in-law calling from Las Vegas to see how much money I want to put on the basketball game today.
Okay.
Yesterday I put $10 and I won 150. That's pretty good.
Right.
I love basketball. I'm talking about the professional basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Basketball, football, I have a good time when I watch it on television, when I have $5 or $10 and I win especially.
Yeah, my brother's sad that the Lakers didn't make it to the playoffs.
I have my favorite teams. You know, the Los Angeles Lakers, Omri, I mean, they are a pain in the ass what's happening with them.
Yeah, a lot of people are making jokes that the lose Lakers or lose Cakers or however you call it.
They paid him $100 million contract to come up and save them, and he couldn't even get them to the freaking playoff that found, you know, so whatever. Anyway, I used to have your father knows, I told him, I used to have a season ticket for the Lakers and the Clippers. Yesterday, I made money on the Clippers.
Yeah.
Really?
No, not on the Clippers. The Clippers won, but I don't bet on the team mostly. I bet on the over-under. I have a feel for how many baskets they're going to score based on their energy. So yesterday, I caught 4 teams that I, all the under that I asked for came in yesterday. So for $10, you make 150. Good reward. But it's very hard to catch 4 of them, you know? I mean, those guys knows what they've set up the points, etc. It's always marginal.
Mm-hmm.
But basketball and football are fantastic.
Oh, Ben's here.
Hello, Ben. We're going to have to start charging people money for every minute that they're late, you know? Hello, Ben.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, vaguely. I mean, I can hear you, but very, very how long? And we have Omri on the line, we have Aaron on the line, and that's it.
Hello, I'm sorry I'm a bit late because my phone just died on me and I couldn't get the computer running on time. Therefore, my apologies.
I know, but we don't care. We decided we're going to charge everybody for every minute being late $5.
Okay. How are you doing?
How can I see you on your car? I can see your pictures on the bottom on my screen. How can that be? Can you guys see Ben?
Yeah, I can
him,
see
yes.
Ben.
Everybody, I think you were seeing me.
All the way from Dubai. What time is it in Dubai now?
It is 8 o'clock in the night.
8 o'clock at night. Here it's 11:11. How many people said that they will attend? Do you recall how many said they will? I know I got one from Wadim that he cannot make it, unfortunately, for something happened. But who else was supposed to join us? Ben,
Well,
do you remember, Ben?
The email said 5 people are supposed to come, and I don't know which of the 5 people were here.
Oh, by the way, Ben, beside Omri, we have a friend from El Salvador in Houston. You know him, you trained him. Who was that?
Yes, Rafael Ruiz.
La Paz. No, La Paz cannot make it. He's a doctor. What La Paz?
No, Rafael Ruiz.
Yeah, Rafael. That's what I said. Rafael is from Houston. He's on with us as well.
Yes. Hello, Rafa.
He's also calling from his telephone too, so you cannot see him, but you can hear him.
Yes.
Hello,
Can
Ben.
you see-
Good to hear from you.
Nice hearing from you, my friend. Long time.
Yes, it has. Best wishes for you, and I hope the experience in Dubai is being great for you.
It's been very nice here, but hopefully, let's see if things we can make a move on face innovation and you know make it better. Okay, therefore let's. I mean, I've been late. Therefore, can you bring me up to date what has been the agenda of the talk until now, and then we continue.
Boy, I think you and Gary Farina are having something wrong with your brain. There is no agenda. The purpose of the meeting, that the reason for my idea is that we will connect to all the 16 people, individual that Ben has trained, and to start having regular discussions on how we can make it better. We want to come up with the best distance learning training. So from your learning, with Omri, I don't have any problem because I talk to him regularly, and with you, Aaron, not as much as you do with Rafael. but I'm on the top with Omri to bring it to all the students, and we're having an ideas and we're working together. So something will happen. We have a special kit only for the students. Student for engineering that going to school just like him. He's on the second year, and I'm excited about him because by the end of the year, there is a great potential that he will have a job at Ford Motor for a few months and he can be with us. So that's where we can really practice it in benchmarking against other engineers that don't know the methodology, and it will give us a lot of publicity. So that's Omri. For Aaron is a blind from birth, and with him, I'm having a much bigger deal that I'm attached to because I have a son that is blind as well. Omri knows him at Iran. Then how to really take our software and make it specialized for them. So an idea was when you did not come up then to find out out of the 3.5 million that we know that exist in America, how many of them are engineers and how many of them are students to become an engineer. And Aaron is making an effort not to contact not only Ruthie, who is in charge of one region, I forgot where. I tried to call her, we left her a message. She's not that responsive, but we're going to drive this whole thing up to the association because I found out that in Canada, there is, what did he tell me? Wow, I forgot the numbers, but it's like 800,000 blind people in Canada, something like that. It was in the hundreds of thousands. I forgot the exact number. So the whole idea is that Face Innovations and Ideation combine to help the blind and the Face Innovation members like Aaron to recruit them so we can together work as a team, teach them together, work on problems together. And this is like a market niche that nobody is part of at the moment. And I think we can get a lot of mileage out of it.
That's right. I think, I mean, this is Ben. I believe that we have a very good potential because in ideation, you have this great tool, the ISQ. Therefore, we don't need everybody to be innovators. I mean, it is good to be innovators, but they can, at minimum, try to do their an ISQ about the problem that they have. And then when they do the ISQ, then with problem solvers like Aaron, like myself, like Omri, like John, you know, then we can do the formulation and together, you know, come up with solution.
Ben, excuse me, Ben. There is a big discussion going back and forth with Ran Forbright included, the new and Moti and everybody, why the trees is not successful, what do we have to do, etc. And Omri and I are working. What we need to focus now with Omri is only on mechanical engineers like him that in 2 years are going to graduate and go to the market, and now we can take them and equip them with additional knowledge of know-how, process, tools, etc. So when they go for their job, they'll have a better job with the more success, etc. So the kit for the student has nothing to do with what we're doing with Aaron. It's a completely different vision, different mission, different everything. So we cannot be global. I'm suggesting that the strategy will go by niches. The blind is a niche market for us. They're blind in every freaking country. The equation that Aaron and I came up with for every million people in any country, the average is 10 blind. Right, Aaron? Is that what we came up with?
Right.
Okay, so in America, you got 350 million. That's why you have 3.5 million blind. In other country, poverty country like India, etc., with all the dirt, then the percentage is higher. So we have a market of the blind. It is a single market, very specialized market. The people that are blind are different if they are blind like Aaron from birth, or if they are blind because their eyes got glaucoma or in a process to glaucoma, whatever the process that made them blind. I think that helping those people to have a much better life by knowing how to overcome challenges, it will be fantastic for them to develop a knowledge base for the knowledge wizard, for all the single problems that they have every day. How do they overcome the problem now, Aaron? When you get up in the morning, it's already a problem. You cannot see shit. How do you figure out what they have to do?
Well, I think then you learn how to innovate in terms of coming up with creative ideas of doing things.
Exactly what we want. That's exactly what we need. We need you to be motivated to tell us exactly where are the places that we can come up with a consumer level product that will help us to have more comfort every day, like my son and you.
Right. That's in process.
It is a process.
And that is what I said. I said that the ISQ, therefore, they every time they find a problem and they don't know how to deal with it, they can fill in an ISQ and send it to us.
Why don't we give them the question for them to ask the question rather than us asking them? But I want to say something else. Omri is catching a flight going back to New York in 2 hours. Why
Oh
don't we?
no, it's not 2 hours. It's like I'm leaving at 10:38 my time.
Oh, okay. So you got. Otherwise, I wouldn't want you to be too prescient. If you can listen to that, it's wonderful. That's why I thought maybe you should. But anyway, this is a very important conversation we're having because we are establishing for the business plan a market segment that I'm very interested. One is for the students, and that is a major market for us. All the engineering students. To give you an idea, in Canada, Omri, you don't know that. I wish we know it in the United States. In Canada, there are 17 universities. And all the engineering that goes enroll every year, according to what this guy in Quebec told me, is 10,000 enrolling. This is compared to about 80,000 in United States that I know from several years ago. And graduating is only 2,000. That's only 20%. That's bullshit. We need to make an impact on that. Why they're not graduating? Well, in the case of my son, he thought that that's a playbook. You come up to fuck every woman, have a good time. He didn't go there to study, actually. But I know that that kind of an attitude is belong to many other people that go to school. They're not that serious like in the old days, you know?
No, engineer, I mean, it is the new liberal art approach to the education. Therefore, people start with something and then they have a lot of,
And they don't, but it's also depending on your parents because your father was a doctor, so you became educated like him. In the case of Omri, his father is a doctor too. Well, he doesn't like to be a doctor, but he's technically oriented. I mean, he's already groomed to solve problems. That's why he selected engineering. So somebody else join us?
El pan de ayer.
Who joined us?
I think it's the El Salvador guys I'm talking to.
yes, Rafael.
You have something to
Wait,
add?
I unmuted unwillingly.
Rafael, how many blind people are in El Salvador? Find out.
I can find that out. And what's alarming about El Salvador is 1/6 of the population is going to be diabetic very soon. 1 out of every 6. It's growing. It's terrible. I mean, the problems are endless.
That's very true. Because when you are blind and you don't see the food and you eat like a pig, is that right, Aaron?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you know, they're taught how to do certain things.
Well, I know, but I tell you that with my son because I spoil him all the time, and you wish that he had a father like me. When we go sushi, it costs me $300. He can eat.
Right. I got you.
But yes, I mean, going back to the students, why they are dropping out is because they're dropping out and they go to other, studies, or they find that, it is all money driven. Therefore, a lot of the time the students decide that, engineering doesn't have a lot of money in it or something like that. And therefore they want to go to something else. Study law, study economics, or do a, businessman, administration or something that they believe that brings them, to money faster. It's all money driven in many places. The same problem we have in Canada. When I was in the engineering school there, that half the people who go in come out. The rest of them change, their major and they study something else because of the liberal arts, curriculum. It's not like the old days.
the biggest problem that existed in 1969 when I graduated as electronics engineers have nothing changed. The connection between the school and the industrial companies is very weak. So the kids that go to school, they don't know what they're really going to end up having. When I graduated, I had no idea what the hell I want to do as an engineer. That's why I selected the company, that I got into the microwave, that I got into all kinds of things. And in the case of Omri, he knows that he likes aviation. I mean, he likes everything, but he likes cars, so he knows.
Oh no, I don't. You never really asked me. I'm more like spaceships and stuff. I think that's cooler than cars, and like planes. I think are cooler than cars.
But for that you don't need enough bachelor. You need to become a PhD. If you want to be part of the design of the next spices of the world, then you need to be extremely talented and skilled and etc. They don't choose people in the first year when they graduate to work on the school.
Okay.
As a beginner, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that could happen. Who joined us? Somebody else joined us.
That might be me because I finally found out how to put my picture up.
I don't remember your face. Who is this?
This is Aaron. You've never seen my face, maybe.
That's right. I never seen you.
Right. Hello there.
How
Good
are
to
you?
meet you.
Now you are all over my television here. I didn't know you were wearing Why do you have to wear glasses if you're blind?
Well, I'm legally blind, but and a lot of people that are blind probably should wear glasses just for protection. You know, in case they run into something.
That's not what I wish I would told this to my wife to buy glasses for my son. He would hate it. He would break the damn thing, you know?
Right.
I don't know. That's interesting. Well, anyway.
Going back to the discussion, I'd like to add something. The communities that do inventive problem solving are clustered in a way where we could identify, you know, which are the markets that are less likely to use inventive problem solving, because in some countries industry is very limited and the economies are more driven towards commercial and service, those types of things. So the point being is that being an engineer today is not as attractive as it was 30 or 40 years ago in some countries.
I agree with that totally. But I want to say that now that you raise the area that I'm an expert in, meaning as a salesman for 50 years, I know how to choose the market, etc. Then we need to do it a little bit in reverse to what you're saying. We need to look up at the biggest successes ideation had in 26 years, and it's not that many of them. I would say that the biggest success financially and innovatively, if you will, that we came up with more ideas and inventions, etc., is definitely in the chemical by far. Okay, because we had the customer like a BP Emicode that we completed 49 projects. They filed a bunch of patents. We had the customer like Roman Haas, which is another one that we did for them increase of 300. So the chemical, anything that has to do with chemistry, you need to look in your country that who is in there. Startup, mid-size, big size, I can care less, because in 1 week or week and a half, Ben will know that what Chaim told me, that the world will be known that the SABIC have purchased Amoco. They will become the biggest oil company in the world, bigger than Exxon. So the chemical is the number one. Oil drilling is number two. Number three, my preference is consumer product. Not because we had too much success of it, but that's the easiest way to demonstrate the power of trees. Because you don't need to demonstrate that to have a PhD knowledge about something. You know, you can demonstrate the good of it only with a toothbrush or electric shaver that I'm having now, that we designed a new one that we're going to make in China. We're finding a new patent on. So what I'm suggesting is to focus into the automotive. Unfortunately, in El Salvador, there is no automotive. There is some level of manufacturing, but the automotive is the number one. That's where we did the most project. That's where we have the most customer in out of the 10,000. Anybody that is an OEM is a customer, anybody. And now we have the biggest opportunity ever with the tier one supplier called Denso in Japan. They're owned by Toyota. Toyota owns 25% of them. and they want to do tree-directed evolution. So it's not only the industry, it's the company that are in deep shit that they cannot go nowhere unless they know how to advance their product into the next one. And doing technological forecasting or anything is a joke compared to the reality and the evidence that you can get from directed evolution. So they are giving us in April tree-directed evolution. One that I'm scared of, the other two I don't know about. The guy is coming to the office of Terry in Japan to conclude it. One project, I don't know how many people will be there in a team of 5 or 10, is in Tokyo, one in Osaka, and one in Mongolia. Mongolia is 200 kilometers from Tokyo by train, so it's not that far. In each one of these, Denso has a team that will work on a DE project. So we're going to go to Japan to satisfy that. They're assembling the team now. They decided on one project to be artificial intelligence to help the car to go without a driver. I hate that kind of project for the DE. Because it's like saying, what is the car of the future going to be? Is it going to fly or what? You know, I mean, and for me, this is way too big in the magnitude because the car has a lot of subsystem and this company does not make all the car. Toyota does. But they make all the alternator, the starter, the wipers, you know, and they're the biggest competitors with Magna, with Valeo in France. And we had $200,000 in projects. So everything is connected. So Japan introducing to ideation two of the biggest opportunity we ever had. One with Denso, they're going to train 200 engineers and ultimately 10,000. It's going to be much bigger than in China, the Howie that has been our big customer for the last year and a half or so. So I'm excited about that, but for the face innovation, it's a different kind of growth. For the face innovation, what I'm finding out that the growth is individual adaptation, not the company adaptation, because it's not Office of Innovation. It's only how to think and how to solve problems. So we need to be very specific. That's why the market is so much bigger, because the message exists in that level. Does not exist in the directed evolution when nobody knows what the hell it is. People know when they have a problem. People know when they suffer, you know, technologically, not technical, more technical. So we need to take the kit that you got last night, a complete kit, take a look, the software, the Knowledge Wizard is one, IWB is two, and those are the ones that Omri and I are working on. Because the problem of the student today in school, Omri doesn't have a problem because his father gave him a budget, he knows how much it costs, I mean, he doesn't have to bust his ass, you know. But there are people that coming from poor company, kids that want to go to school. And if they don't get the scholarship or something, it's a problem. I like to help those kids, you know, so we need to look for, when I say kids, I mean students. I don't mean kids in the 6 to 13. I mean students from the 18, you don't have to go to the army, you're not in Israel. But let's say from 18 to 25, when you decide to establish yourself with some kind of career path. So the career path for the guy that's coming to face innovation is that we're helping him to connect to the right industry, like I'm helping Omri. Because I asked Omri, what is your hobby? What's your strength? What would you like to do for the rest of your life? The first job that you do has to be that, because that is where you're going to learn how to do engineering. And then later you decide if you want to be an entrepreneur and go to something else, etc. But if you don't get the first push in a place that fits your strength, you are screwed. So, Aaron,
Yes.
you are not an engineer.
Correct.
Okay. So you need to retain and get other people that not necessarily to be engineer. What attracts you with the trees? When you learn from Ben, what's the thing that attracted you the most, and what are the things that you think we should mention when we are marketing it to other people like yourself?
Well, I think the thing that
The reason why I'm asking is because you did not send me your tree story. You need to send me your picture, and you need to send me the story in a way that we can put it on a website asking all the blind people to join you, because you are in charge of all the blind people all over the world. That's a big responsibility now, from my point of view. So we need to position you as a skilled guy. You are what? You are 40 years old, right? How old are you? I forgot.
63.
Oh, shit, you're very old. I forgot that you're that old. That's even better because now you have an authority. You can be commander.
Aran, we have to congratulate you. You look very young on the picture here.
Okay.
It does. He is.
Okay.
He does look young. Yeah.
You look younger than me, and that's
Okay.
a achievement.
No, that's a compliment. I share that compliment.
Okay, thank you.
Touch wood.
Yeah, exactly. Touch wood. That's what we say in Israel too. So knock your head. Your head is a wood.
Okay.
Anyway, so I think that this is good because I'm glad that Ben is involved with this discussion because I asked Gary to send you an actual agreement for the title and for the thing that we're positioning it to. So become a formal thing. So when we talk to Ruth, you don't want to tell Ruth, my name is Aaron, I'm living here, I'm 62 years old, I'm blind, and I like, she's in charge of how many would you say? Probably about 1,000 of them in her area.
At least she's in charge of the state of Oregon. So what these people are called
How big is the state of Oregon in people? Do you know?
No, I don't. You
So
know,
let's say that there are 10 million people. I have no idea. But if there are 10 people, that means that she's in charge of 100 blind people, approximately.
well, I think in Oregon there are at least 1,000 blind people.
Well, if it's 1,000, that makes her job much more important to me.
Right. So, you know, since I'm talking, my question is, what how are you finding out how many blind people are in let's say the United States?
Well, it's more than that because we need the details of not only look. If I ask Ran Forbyte how many blinds are coming to your class, he said, "I don't think I've ever had a student that was blind." You know, so if we do that on a trial and error by individual, if you ask Ben in all of his years of teaching, that's another good example. He can tell you. I mean, he taught in at Chrysler's, and he taught that did he have any blind employee or worker or that. And from my entire history of anything, the only blind that I remember are the blind people that I used to deliver a fucking pizza from Pasquale back in 1969 when I'm delivering pizza, you know, over there in San Francisco. So I don't remember a community of the blind that you can go and go dancing with them or like a club for blind or something like that. Does that exist at all? Because maybe we should start facing a version of the blind and to make it more as a club for people to have more friends, to have other people that share the same hardship kind of a thing.
Well, one of the things that I could do on Facebook is create a user group specifically for blind and low vision people.
Perfect idea. Why don't you do it? Don't ask for anything.
So
Don't
that's
ask for anything. Do it.
okay.
Yeah, do it right away. And then don't forget to express your background as a non-technical, non-engineer, still interested in creative thinking, how to solve problems, and how to deal with issues on a daily basis. That is very important. What we want to do is send your profile to LinkedIn and find out how many are like you in around the world. That's why I need that very fast. I pay $100, and then we send your profile. They can care less about the picture. They care about your profile. And then they'll tell you exactly. So in the profile, I want date of birth, education, and what do you do for living? And I'm not interested if your mother didn't like you or your father beat the shit out of you. I mean, none of that crap, you know? I mean, your life, but in a nutshell. And now that finally you have a partner and responsibility for ideation and face innovation to help all the blind all over the world, you are very interested to find out who will be interested that is either in a technical area, i.e. engineer, scientist. I'm sure that there is a lot of scientists that are blind, you know, because with the bell, when was the bell invented? How to read with your finger when you touch the letter. When was that invented? How many years ago?
I have no idea.
That was an unbelievable invention. You don't know? You never learn it?
No.
Isn't it? I thought that every blind that is being born has to know how to do that. Otherwise, how can they read? So how do you read now?
Through the computer. The computer speaks to me.
so you can hear. Interesting.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah.
I'm so old-fashioned. Shit.
Well,
Aaron, I have something to share with you, and that is, you see, when you create your Facebook,
mhm.
I mean, you ask them that you also is a person who, I mean, first build up positively. I know you are much better than this. I mean, than me, but it's just my way of thinking loudly, right? Therefore,
Mhm.
building positively. I mean, you say that look, we are all in in your community. You say that
Right.
we are all creative thinkers because otherwise, how are we gonna survive, right?
Right.
Creatively enhancing our other senses, our ways to be able to manage our daily work like a normal person, right?
Right.
Without thinking that there is any deficiency, which is the truth. I mean, it's reality, right?
Mhm.
Therefore,
Well,
building
look,
on this and say that, but now, sorry, Zion, but you say that now there is a way to capture that in that creativity and make it into a system. Therefore, we can help each other by expressing our innovativeness, right? And that
Right.
is trees, basically.
Mhm.
I hope you found it that that all those tools that iTrees from Ideation has help you to capture better, understand better how you solve your problems every day. You know, and
Correct.
you can put a name on it. Oh, it's an inversion, it is segmentation. Oh, I have used this way of integration. I separated the harmful from useful, and therefore I can do something with it. Otherwise I would be in the compromise and dilemma. The only way you've been passing through your dilemmas and compromises in your daily life was somehow to separate them and then work on the good effects, right? Therefore, you're doing exercising trees every day, but you didn't know it.
Right.
Now you know.
I tell you that now. This is I never. Excuse me, Ben is too intelligent for me today. This is too much. No, let me add to Ben. Everything he's saying is wonderful. I never heard him talking like that. He's becoming better salesman than I am. But look, the best thing is what I'm doing with Omri. I'm teaching Omri how to be a salesman. Omri is very low key. Omri is a fantastic boy. He's good looking. He's smart, but he's shy. And when people are shy, they cannot sell. I mean, he's shy. He can talk to people. So what I'm suggesting is that the way that I'm teaching Omri how to become a salesman, not a professional salesman, but how to communicate, I like to do the same thing with you. So the communication is the key. You cannot be a salesman unless you communicate well. You cannot be a
Right.
good salesman unless you believe in something that you do. You cannot be a salesman because you need to overcome all the objection. So if you're selling bullshit, there is a lot of objection. If you're selling something good that you believe in a fanatic way like Ben and I, then the world is an open opportunity to us if you think like that. That means that you are able to think about every problem that exists today. You're not capable. You need many more people to help you with the thinking. So what we want to do is we want to have, call it a club, call it associate, call it partners, but we want every one of the added blind to come to a special division, separate P&L that called Face Innovation of the Blind. And the purpose and the vision of that is to help every blind on earth to live a better life, to build a healthier life by being able to be equipped with an intelligent way of thinking, a creative way of thinking. We give you the tool, we give you the education. Now, if the blind is not working for living and is on an unemployment or whatever, then the price is not decided with the blind until we know what did they have. You paid the 1,800 or whatever the heck you paid. I forgot already. It's been so freaking long ago. You didn't even negotiate with me. You gave me the credit card. That was the thing. I don't expect that to be with even another 1% of the blind. Everybody will fucking negotiate because they think that I'm trying to cheat them with something. I'm not trying to cheat anybody. I don't want to get into their pocket. I want to get into their head. That's more important because if they got it into their head that I got something very good that they should adopt, then getting into the packet will be according to what they can do. The worst offer I offer is $10 a month
Okay.
for 5 years. I just did that. You know, it's not a joke. I said to the guy, he said, I'll give you my credit card and every month you run automatically charge $10. I said, by the time that I pay the, hello. Yeah, okay. Listen, guys, I need to go. I got another important call. I think we talked enough. Ben, when can we continue on the other topic, you and I?
And when you finish your telephone, then we can call on the Skype.
Okay, let's call on this. You're in what time is in Dubai now?
It is now 9 o'clock in the night.
Okay, give me 30 minutes, okay?
No problem.
Thank you.
Just one thing I have, one last thing.
Only have a good trip back to the university, Omri. I'll talk to you on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
talk to you too, Tion.
And
Yeah,
Rafael, call me with Manolo. We need to talk about El Salvador and all the bullshit that's happening over there. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I wanted to talk with Rafa and say that, look, Rafa, you have to think the same way as I talked to Mr. Aaron Joyner, because it's the same thing. People are daily struggling creatively to do something, and that is again a very powerful source that you can use to be able to capture those ideas, and those capturing the ideas again bring a way of bringing wealth to their own communities, because daily they do the same thing. What do you think?
Is he still here, or did he leave?
Hello, this is Omri there, but who else is there?
Aaron
Rafa,
Joyner
are
is
you there?
here.
Aaron is there. Is Rafa there?
I am here.
Yes.
Yes, Rafa here.
Yeah, did you hear what I said?
I lost the last part of your phrase.
Okay. What I was saying is that, exactly the same thing that I was, telling to Mr. Aaron Joyner, applies to the people in your country, because they are surviving daily, and the fact that they are surviving with minimum, it means that they are creatively doing something. Because if we were in our societies, whether you Houston or me in Dubai or in Canada or, Omri the same and everybody else, then we would not survive. We would say, how can I do without running water? Or how can I do with having only 5 minutes of electricity? But they do. If they do, it means that they are creative, right?
They are continuously thinking.
Exactly.
If you were to identify their top problems, you would see that they're continuously thinking,
Exactly.
and that they don't have a systematic way to stabilize or to approach those problems. They're very inefficient in their planning, very inefficient in their execution, and it's very sad but very challenging in terms of, I think, organizational wise, between private and public sector, how to approach these problems, because there's also political upheaval.
Right. Look, I mean, what you
So,
want
but
to
you're
do,
right. I mean, they're doing something.
why don't we capture it? You see, we have to go to community. Forget about the NGO, forget about the government, forget about all of them. You have to go to the community, because that is where everything is happening. People are creative there. They invent, and those inventions, they have not been captured in a scientific engineering, whatever we want to call it. And once you capture it, and they can be manifested in the form of a trees operator, innovation operator, or whatever, then they can be commercialized for the benefit of the people, before Microsoft or Google come and steal them like thieves. That's what they do. They get them for free. They pay $10, $20, $50, price, and they get it, everything. And that's it. Suddenly the person doesn't have any idea. The idea doesn't belong to them because they signed it for $50,
Mm-hmm.
And they make millions and billions out of it. That's why they are the multi-billionaires, because That's how they put all these competitions, and they steal people's money, because as soon as you compete, you sign something that says that your idea doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to them because you got to the competition. Even if you don't win, they still have your idea to work on it. And that's how they do it. We have to break that trap. Anyway, I think I had to let you go, and thank you very much for coming, and please think about it, and send me email, and we start. I mean, there are limitations of connectivity here in Emirates, and I have to solve that problem somehow. I might have to come back to Canada or something. I'm not sure yet, but hopefully, we have to work around it at this moment. If I come to the university very late in night where connectivity is possible. Anyway, thank you very much. It's very nice seeing you, Aaron.
Very nice seeing you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Rafa, it's been a long time. We never finished. Therefore, we have to do something about it.
We have to finish. Please let me know how or when with your traveling to Dubai. I'm not certain, but please, let's talk about it. And I just have one final comment about what you said. And I've talked to Sayan about this. I don't know if Sayan's still there, but I think there's a huge disconnect between when the innovation happens and the market. The best case of that is our friend Rene. So Rene Nunez with a turbo combustion engine. So my question is, why should I invest? Well, of course, I know why I should invest in innovation, but why do we want to invest in newer problems, in newer solutions, if there are already some solutions that are stocked up, they're inventoried out there in the world, in the Rene Nunez of the world, and they have been holding this thing for years, showing it to the world. He has won awards by the United Nations, in El Salvador. He has won awards. Nobody can tell him, Rene, you didn't put it on social networks. He has a Facebook page. He has been to NASA. He has been to the government of Canada. He has, I mean, everybody knows about it. It's been published many times, and still, the innovation is not being used by anybody. And he's still looking for that partner. So, money is a driver, and people invest where they have the quickest return in order to survive. So, that's just some seed for thought.
Exactly. That's another challenge we have to solve with trees.
And I would like to propose that if there are projects going on, and some of us are willing and can be allowed in, signing NDAs and whatever, in order to shadow the team who is doing it as we start. Or if you're more experienced, maybe you can, others can fill in. But I think the power of the network that Sayan has created, and everybody is pushing forward, the power of the community could be used for the benefit of the iTrist community.
That's
so
right.
Some will be more passive than others. They're learning, but they need to shadow in order to get the experience. Some others will be more experienced and active. They will add more value, okay? This is not about money. It's about having the opportunity to participate and then generate value added as well.
Right. Wonderful thought, food for thought. And we have to think about it. That's very important, how, people who have money are controlling everything. Wonderful.
Well, they control the supply chain. That's it. They control the supply chain. They have their own innovation. If they don't have it in-house, they will purchase it from somebody else. And then since they control the supply chain, up it goes. And the next day you have it sitting on your tabletop, or in the mail or whatever, because they can commercialize it. They can transform it. So.
Yes, I think it's knocking on the wrong door in Canada or in US. They have to go and knock on the door of the Chinese, to AliExpress or something. Alibaba, they would invest tomorrow on Rene's invention, but then with the Chinese there is always it's a two-edged sword. Who knows?
That's right. So we need innovators are usually introverted profiles. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs a community to help them work in a safe environment. Okay, so
Right.
Innovators are isolated many times, and so that's why the iTrust community can solve that problem for specific markets, for specific industries. Maybe we're targeting or our plans are too widespread. Maybe we should focus on a specific set of industries to make it happen, and then migrate into other industries. I don't know. Somebody said the automotive is.
I think Tion wants to focus mostly on automobiles and cars and stuff like that. So I think that's what he's kind of focusing on right now. At least Tion.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that is what he understands. I mean, it doesn't necessarily means that these are the only things that has to be focused. I mean, if people don't talk, loud and and share it, then it would be, then that would be only the aerospace or the automotive or the communication or since he's dealing in personally with the area of disabled people, like the area of the blind people, like with Mr. Aaron Joyner, then that is what he thinks. I mean, I really encourage everybody to write their ideas and their focus and share it. And if you share it with me and Zion and you have all the other names, I would also share it back with everybody and ask people to start thinking, about those other ideas. Because remember, ideation not as the company, but as the process of thinking, and coming up with solution is very important that we share ideas. Otherwise, it's not going to work. If we are sitting and, thinking, oh, it would have been best if we did this one, and why they don't think about it? Because you're not telling anybody to think about it. We all have some, limited, areas of thinking, not necessarily covering everything, right? If they ask me, I would think material of the future, 3D printing of the future, something like this. I'm not, about everything. The same goes with Zion, the same goes with Aaron, the same goes with you, with Omri, with all of us, right? With Ron Fulbright, you name it. Therefore, I really advise all of you to put 15, 20 minutes, half an hour to write a couple of paragraphs of what you think is the best about, would be, in your opinion, the best way of continuing, and what should be the the focus of something like the community of the FACE innovation, to be able to find what is really why people are not, they are given this opportunity and they should be, jumping at it, and why they think it is a scam, rather than it's a reality that they have to, it makes them better, The more they hear from people's, real people, the better it sinks in, rather than hearing it from me as a professor or Zion as a salesperson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, please do that.
Do you want that sent to you?
Just send it to me. Yes, send it to me. Share it with Zion, and I'll share it with everybody else.
Why don't we do a standardized form so we can all fill it up, and then you can group ideas together and get, like brainstorming, and then have the top 10 ideas or the top 15 ideas, whatever, and then we can all pursue the same set of projects that could result from that.
Let's do one thing. Are you all joined to me in LinkedIn?
I don't really use LinkedIn yet.
Yeah, but try to do it and then ask an invitation to connect to me, and then I'll connect. I enroll you into a forum that I have there under the name of FACE Innovation, and then from there we go.
The other idea that could really work is if somebody creates a Google Doc sheet,
For
like
Google
the spreadsheet.
Yes.
And
we have to leave
we
Omri
can all
do
join in.
Omri, can you do that, please?
I can make a Google. What do you want me to put on it? Just email me what you want to put on it, and then I can.
Yes, just put it on the FACE Innovation, working group, and then we start from there.
Okay, I'll try to get to LinkedIn later today.
Whenever you can. I know that you have to leave for the airport. Whenever you get the time to do it, please do that. Just create very quickly. You are more handy with the Google
Yeah.
Doc. I remember when we were doing training, you were very good with the Google. And then we start, getting everybody enrolled and then start working on it. At least our team of a few people we had
Yeah.
with Jean-Francois, with Rafa, with Mr. Joyner, yourself, myself, and then create some ideas.
Yes. Do we have a Facebook page for our network for the iTrees that is active? I don't remember seeing one.
No, we don't have one. We don't have one.
That could be an interesting idea to
That's
have
right.
the whole group interact. And if we wanted to, we can even make it a closed group. I think there's an option there how to do it.
Right.
The
But
reason is that. Yeah, please.
No, I'm just saying. I think the most important aspect is the cohesiveness of the group. Me and Cyan have I don't keep counts how many years of friendship, and we've done a couple of things together. So that kind of keeps me attached to the whole project. But if we all develop more friendships with each other, and we're gonna find all these points in common, I think that's gonna even put more oxygen into the fire.
Right. One of the things that happened that we haven't developed the thing is that I mean, believe it or not, I've never been. You put my name in the Google, you find me. You put in the LinkedIn, you find me. But you put in Facebook, you won't find me. I don't have a Facebook page. Never created one, and that's why that's why it never got, because you have to have a personal one to create a community one, as an offspring of it, and that's why. Wonderful. Any other last minute reflections, ideas, comments before we close for tonight?
So let me create that Facebook page for everyone. Okay.
Yes, please do that.
But I need to find out the type of page. But let me do that. I'll do it, and then several of us could manage it. It's not
That's
exclusive
right.
to one person. So.
That's right.
Right.
Please create that one. And Omri, please you create also that Google Doc.
What do you want in the Google Doc?
Just put the Face Innovation, working, and then put your little idea on it, and then we continue sharing with everybody else, and we put more ideas, and then we see how we can, somehow integrate all those ideas and come up with some nice, directions of focus, right? Not necessarily only automotive or petrochemical or
I
something.
see.
Some other community-based, approach, because those are what bring people in. Because if it is industry-based, then those people are already in the company. You see,
Yeah.
Therefore-
So you want Excel sheet? An Excel sheet?
it could be an Excel sheet. That's right. Excel sheet that have people's name and then a date, and then they can put their ideas on
Okay.
a place.
I
Would it
can
work
do
for
that.
you, Aaron?
I think Google Docs works pretty good
Yeah.
for as far as the
Yeah.
accessibility part. But one of the things that I wanted to comment is because I didn't receive the kit,
Yeah, I haven't received a kit either.
and I'm wondering if it's because they have my old email address, because I changed my email address.
I'm sure it is. I'll send you. I'll forward those emails to you, to your new Gmail, and also to Omri. Omri, you still are on the what email are you?
It's your
Oh, you received my email, therefore I know what your email
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's the same email.
Okay. I'll do that one tonight after I finish with Zaya.
What time is it there?
It is now 9:05 in the night. Cool.
Okay.
Beautiful, nice breeze. you know, around me is all, I'm not sure if you would be able to see it. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's all beautiful, you know, skyline of Dubai. It's at night. If it was day, it would have been better.
No,
And,
no snow, I take it.
no, it is, what is it? It is, I think, 18 degrees centigrade. Therefore, it is just high 60s Fahrenheit. Therefore, it's
Okay.
very, very comfortable sitting outside. I'm outside in the garden, sitting there, you know, in the open space rather than my office. Wonderful. Nice seeing you. Nice talking to you.
Definitely.
And let's continue collaborating.
Okay.
Okay,
Take
have
care.
a good night, a good morning.
Have a
whatever
wonderful
time.
day.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thanks to
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
now.
Bye bye.
Bye.